Hello everyone! Today we have such a special reporter for people who are keen on science. We are about to breaking open secrets of the Renaissance science and inventions. The Renaissance and the scientific revolution constituted what was perhaps the most significant period of discovery and growth of the science in the whole of history. The Renaissance and the scientific revolution were responsible for the introduction of ideas such as the heliocentric solar system and laws of planetary motion. Let's start with the scientific method. You are the guest of honor here today, Maria Palma. So welcome, Maria. In simple words, could you explain what the scientific method is?
Hello everyone. First of all, it's a pleasure for me to be here today. In Carl's term, the scientific method is a way for scientists to study and learn things. It doesn't matter that the scientist is trying to learn. The scientific method can help them come up with an answer. The first thing to do with the scientific method is to come up with a question. Next, you need to observe and gather information. Then you run experiments. Finally, after running all the tests you can think of, you present your final answer.
Could you talk us about the history of the scientific method, please?
The scientific method wasn't invented by one person, but was developed by different scientists and philosophers over the years. Galileo Galilei, Copernico, and Isaac Newton all helped contribute to the development of a scientific method as a good way to learn about nature and science.
Okay, thank you. Now, even if it could seem impossible, we have Isaac Newton in Flesh and Blood that's going to make the past real. So welcome, Isaac Newton. Could you talk us about your history, please?
When I was a child, I didn't expect to become important in my life. I'm considered one of the most important scientists in history. Even Albert Einstein said that I was the smartest person that ever lived. During my lifetime, I developed the theory of gravity, the law of motion, a new type of mathematics called calculus. Probably nowadays students hate me. Usually they don't really understand the concept of gravity. And I turn in my grave.
Okay, but what's gravity?
Gravity is a mysterious force that makes everything fall down towards the earth.
But what is it?
It turns out that all objects have gravity. It's just the same object like the earth and the sun have a lot more gravity than others.
How much gravity depends on how big the object is?
To be specific, how much mass it has. It also depends on how close you are to the object. The closer you are to the object, the stronger the gravity is.
So why gravity is important?
Gravity is very important to our everyday lives. Without Earth's gravity, we would fly right off it. Don't forget that, people.
Okay, thank you, really. Let's go to Galileo on the Sun. Hello, Galileo.
First of all, I was born in Pisa, Italy, where I grew up with my brother and sister during the Italian Renaissance. My father was a music teacher and a famous musician, and when my family moved to the city of Florence, I was 10 years old. In contrast with the up-to-date students, there are layabouts. I was an excellent student. But at first I wanted to become a doctor. So I went to the University of Pisa to study in medicine in 1581. At university I became interested in physics and mathematics.
You are well known for your experiments of the Tower of Pisa.
Yes, one important traditional belief was that if you drop two items of different weights, but the same size and same shape, the heavier item would fall down first. I tested this idea by going on the top of Landing Tower of Pisa, and I was a little scary, but I dropped 2 balls of the same size but different weights, and they landed at the same time. My experiment made some people angry. However, they didn't want the traditional view and be questioned.
It was just speech. Okay, now we can see another important genius of the history, Copernico. Welcome, Copernico. It could be as a dream if you share your experience with us.
Hello, I was an astronomer. I'd like to say that I am not crazy as most people think. I just came up with the idea that the Sun was the center of the universe. This was very different from the current belief that the Earth was the center.
I began to study Copernicus' work and felt that his observation of planets supported the view that the Sun was the center of the universe.
So I proposed from my observation that the planet of the solar system revolved around the Sun, not Earth, and Galileo was able to confirm this Sun center structure when.
Yes, I also designed my own telescope and I found out the moons of Jupiter and the phases of Venus.
It's about planets I would like to remember a dear friend, even if he can't be here, Kepler. He spent most of his time studying the motion of the planets and he is responsible for creating Kepler's year. These laws include that the orbit of every planet is an ellipse, with the Sun a ton of due Fauci's.
Okay, thank you. The last thing we are about analyzing is medicine in that period. The main change in Renaissance medicine was largely due to the increase in anatomic knowledge thanks to the dissection of cadavers. This allowed doctors to gain a much better understanding of a human body. Here we have Leonardo da Vinci. Hello, Leonardo.
Hello,
What about you?
I'm considered by many to have been a genius. It was a painter. I was a painter, a sculptor, scientist, engineer, mathematician, musician, anatomist, inventor, etc. To be honest, people sometimes tell that I have had knowledges in things that I have never studied. For sure, I was keen in anatomy. I rapidly became an expert in topographic anatomy and drew several studies of tendons, muscles, bones, and other features of the human body. The hospital of Santa Maria Nuova in Florence allowed me to dissect the human core pieces, as did some other hospitals in Milan and Rome.
So, Leonardo, if you were asked which was the most important discovery in that period, what you would answer?
Yeah, for sure, it was the printing press. It was invented by German Johansen Gutenberg in 1414. By 1510, there was printing presses throughout Europe. The printing press allowed for information to be distributed in a wide audience. This helped to spread new scientific discoveries as well, allowing scientists to share their works and learn from each other.
Ok, that's all. Bye. È finito? Sembra un sogno.
Still I don't go there. Everybody says